like,
God,
you don't know me nothing.
Sitting
Dude.
there on your phone for a while.
I'm on mic ready to go all the time.
Before we get started, I got to talk about the world's greatest levers. Have you bought a set of levers from Elite yet?
No, I need to though.
You're slacking, dog.
Yeah.
Use code Shift for Crew at checkout.
Boom.
That was the most creative way I think I've done that yet.
Well, it's actually a good one. And here's another segue. I would like to know where they made their neon sign because we need that for our podcast studio.
It's so sick.
A podcast studio.
I'm gonna hang it up in here in a minute because that thing's
Oh, you
fucking
have
sick.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, no. One of theirs. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Also,
We're gonna
shout
have
out, before we forget, shout out to Law Tigers. If you or somebody you know has been hurt or injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW Tigers. Sorry, we had to segue back into that real quick. It's dope.
Yeah.
Just doing random ass podcasts with you every once in a while and just doing this.
Well,
Like,
you know
not
what's
having
funny
anything
is
to say.
like we could point to that because now we're on video. But if I don't say what you just announced, because we don't play the little ad that we have, nobody will hear it because a lot of people still listen, they don't watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But by the way, I started doing the last show. So I had Bato on, and it was so chaotic. Right, we were going back and forth. He wanted to go to the camera and all that stuff. So I took the headphones off, and that was like the first time where I was like, "Oh wow."
The headphones off is the move.
This
dude.
is kind of cool. It's really like intimate. Like, for me, it's like I felt like,
Way to make it gay.
yeah, but I felt like I didn't have to like yell. I felt like I was constantly yelling and
Yeah.
and then like the echo in my ears. No wonder why I'm fucking deaf, dude. I can't hear nothing. Huh? Wait, what?
It's way better. I got this from Jace. When he came
Yeah.
on and did it, he was like, do we have to wear them? And I was like, oh, I guess not. He was like, dude, try it. And I prefer it so much to wearing the
Well,
headphones.
I enjoyed it. Honestly, like just even talking right now, it makes me just a little bit calmer.
Really?
Like, you're just kind of just having a conversation. You don't have the.
Yeah, you're getting up there in age. We don't need you all excited all the time.
Matter of fact, I've been wearing this fucking Shack Shop sweater for the last couple podcasts. I'm gonna take it off, even though he's the homie. You know what I mean?
Multiple clothes, I swear.
Yeah.
This is not his only piece of attire.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's really comfortable.
Oh, Law Tigers Gabriel's calling me. Hey, come up here. We're doing a podcast.
Yeah, come on.
I'm gonna head out.
All right, later, bro.
Yeah, later.
Go ahead and call Gabriel at Law
Yeah,
Tigers.
shout out to Law Tigers.
1-800-LAW Tigers.
Anyway,
This is cool. Who made these?
have you fucking Jay Whiskey Dicks?
Of course
you
he
seen
did.
these, dude. These things.
Of course, he made
sick.
these for you.
They're sick. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but little shifter show, little
Shifter show.
What do you fucking call these things?
Shifter.
Coasters.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Shifter show. He did the sign too. So this sign said the Shifter show. The other side says Shifter Crew.
Right.
All kinds of shit in here. Travis
I know.
Fits a Rage. Maybe that Shifter Crew deal up there a while ago. That was pretty rad.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
know that
all that
he's
shit.
going to be doing some stuff for some other people that asked just because, dude, multiple people have hit me up on the show, Dweezy being one of them too. They're like, dude, that is so sick.
Yeah.
To have.
That's where it's at, dude.
For sure.
It stuff like that. It's fucking
Bro,
sick.
do you mind not yawning on our show?
My bad.
Like, am I that boring
now
to
when
you?
No, when you say our.
Yeah, this is going on both of our. As a matter of fact, welcome to the LFG 1904 show,
that's right.
guys.
This is going
Yeah.
on both. My bad. Dude.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
We're-
So
we got
here,
we got some
here you go. You
promoting.
can have that.
Nah, it's okay. It's all right. I'm very happy just doing my own thing, dude. This is kind of cool,
So what do we got going on? What are we doing?
Well, you know what I was going to ask you?
Oh,
Just because it's the brand new year, like the kind of recap on some stuff. Like, what was probably for the event stuff? Like, what was your favorite event that you probably did? Might be cool too to talk about some events where it might entice people to want to join.
There's like every event kind of has like a different place. I've talked about a bunch of them before, but like Arizona's the start of our year, so that kind of makes me feel like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
like the season's here. It's like opening day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So Arizona's always kind of unique like that. And then rolling into Live Fast is basically, I look at it as like our homecoming event. That's how I feel about that event. I don't know that I would say I had a favorite. It was super cool to see like Bay Area Throttle Fest get started this year, and then to see Brad turn his event into a 2-day event was fucking rad. So like those four, and I feel like I'm missing something, and I'm gonna feel terrible about it. Those four are always like something, and then for us, kind of realizing that we could throw our own event at the end of the year was a whole nother thing. Like
Totally.
doing the West Coast Classic and having it the way that it was. I was like, this is pretty cool. Fucking shit ton of people there.
Especially for year one, right?
For as many people as showed up, for it being a first time that we've done that,
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, that showed a ton of support right there. That was rad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all those events that you were saying are awesome. I think the one that stood out for me, since you didn't ask me, but I'm assuming that's what you want me to do.
Oh yeah, my bad.
I honestly think Sturgis for me
Dude,
is just something
see,
that
now I forgot
like,
Sturgis.
I love all local events. Like, you know, for me tagging along with you this year, obviously, dude, you know, Arizona Bike Week was insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
I got my square report this morning for the year, and my number one day was April 6th.
Really?
Which was Arizona Saturday, the day of the bike show. It was the best day I had all year.
Really? See, my best day was Friday.
The day before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was that Saturday.
Which makes sense though. You know, I was looking back as I did like a reel for 24 or whatever, and I went through.
Saw everybody doing that, and I was like, not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I was really gung ho of not doing it too, but then I'm just like, I'm bored. I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
My views on my stories and stuff on my page are not that great right now, so you know, I might as well filter in. It's funny, like my buddy Tom, he was like, "Oh yeah, there you go, influencer." You know, I'm like, well, you got to do it. You know, you got to be.
I do this for a living, Tom. Sorry.
Yeah,
I got to pay the bills.
And I never would have thought for a second, I said it 1,000 times, I never thought for a second I'd be an influencer, but here I am influencing in the weirdest way.
Is that what you consider yourself an influencer?
I mean, no, but I don't, but other people do. You know, they think that podcast, social media.
Dustin Woolsey.
Yeah.
Influencer.
Yeah. I mean, I would never call myself
no,
that.
I'm calling you that from now on. No, just so you know, you done fucking said it.
You're an influencer too. This is influencing people.
No,
absolutely. Do you know how many people want to create a podcast because you're doing this? Is influence.
I'm not trying to influence anybody. I'm just trying to show people what I do all the time.
I'm not either, but that's what happens. So people see what you're doing and they're like, that's cool. I want to do it. Think about it. How many of our friends started a podcast? A few. Or they want to.
Fair.
There's a handful of people that have either said, I want to start one.
Actually, at first I was like, none. And then I was like, wait, yeah, there's quite a few.
No, there's a few. There's a few.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we're influencers, man. Just take it or leave it.
Big influencer guy over here.
It sounds so cringy just saying it.
Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm not saying it.
Yeah.
You can catch some shit on that one day.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. I'm here for it.
Yep.
Fuck it.
What the fuck were we saying before you said you were an influencer?
I was just saying Sturgis, man. Sturgis is like...
That was kind of surreal.
Yeah, it just goes down by far in the record books for like the biggest fucking event I've ever done, to where the biggest space, the most people at one time. I mean, that Friday and Saturday night. Insane.
That was wild. That was wild. Yeah. The way Sturgis kind of came about was cool too. Yeah. We didn't know we were going to do that until like 45 days before. Yeah. And then it just fucking blew up. That was rad. Shout out to Thunderdome.
I know.
That was fucking cool. I'm stoked. Do it again this year.
Yep.
I was going to ask a question. I don't remember what it was. Whatever. What was...
Burros and fries will do it to you.
Dude, that fucking... We ate burritos right before this, and I just took the worst shit of my life. I'm so fucking... I'm like tired from it. Like, you ever been worn out from a poop? Yeah. Like, I walked upstairs, and I was like... Yeah. I can sit here for a minute.
Yeah,
fuck it, I'll be all right.
When you got hemorrhoids, dude, they fucking wore you out every time, dog. So I know exactly what you mean, dude.
It's so frustrating. Half the time I spend trying to get Doug to laugh.
Fuck, dude, it's the hardest fucking thing. You can see in my podcast, I look over at him
to
so
see if he's laughing.
And half the time he doesn't even fucking nothing, dude.
He doesn't hear it.
Actually, the last podcast, because Mike D was giving him shit, like I caught a fucking couple looks at him, but Doug's, you know, his expressions are very fucking...
I can't get a read on him.
Never.
Ever.
And so Mike first meeting him is like, wow, well, look at you, even got Dweezy up out of bed. You know, he's in his pajamas. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm looking at Dweezy like it's a joke. It's okay. And he's just like, that.
You can't get a read on him, dude. I never know.
Uh-oh.
Oh, fuck. Good times.
Got to get Sterling over here. She'll make him laugh.
Can Sterling make you laugh? Sometimes.
He gets mad because I don't laugh
Really? Dude. I mean, that makes sense, dude.
Yeah. We need to get him like a mic setup and all that shit.
Oh, that'd
so
be
he can
great.
like dime in here and there,
dude.
like, dropping little fucking shit to say.
I guarantee. Do you ever have that thought when you're like we're having conversations with people, but like just
you
like,
have
to
like
jump
these
in,
fucking idiots
like,
are so
I can,
off.
I can,
Last podcast I wanted to.
like, I can,
with
I can
Bono?
like break in.
No,
Like-
we were talking about some recovery stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh. Dude, that'd be tight. We should make that desk over there just your little desk. And I'll bring another mic in.
a random guy in the background talking once in a while.
Well, I mean, people know
Yeah,
at this
people
point. I
know
think
at
people
this
know
point,
that
yeah.
Dweezy's the producer of both of our podcasts.
Yeah,
You know?
they follow.
Like,
your
I don't know
page.
what young Jamie looks like from Joe Rogan either, but you know what I mean? Like,
But
I've never seen him.
Yeah, but to have somebody break away because you're having a conversation
Mm-hmm.
and we get like tunnel vision, or at least I do. But then to have somebody just like say
Hey, bring
something,
it back. Bring it back.
yeah, right.
Bring it back. Yeah.
Wheel
that
it
would
in,
be kinda
wheel it
nice.
in, wheel it in.
We're 15 minutes into this. I don't know what the fuck we've been talking about this whole time. we like try to recap for a
Hemorrhoids,
second. and
fucking
then-
influencer,
And they're
like-
like, man, that poop I took a second ago like, fucking wore me out.
Yeah,
Sorry,
looks-
keep yawning.
Looks good, fucking. You know what I
Shout out
mean?
to Jay.
Fucking shout out
All
to
right,
Jay.
this has been
dog.
episode number.
Pretty cool, dude.
Anyways, we
I
got some
know.
other shit coming up too. The reason you're down here today. I don't know if we talking about that yet.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna talk about it. We have to at this point because we don't have that much time. So
Yeah, we got to start promoting it now because we have like a month and some change to go.
Yeah.
Go ahead. It was your idea.
Yeah, so meeting Dweezy, he has an off-road facility with 170 acres, right? 160, excuse me. And you know, he is really big into the off-road industry of pre-runners and stuff. And Taylor bought a Pan Am, and I don't know, I just thought, man, how great would it be to mix the two brands together and have an event to where you're riding a Pan Am. I think most riders that they buy a bike, the Pan Am, they're like, I would want to get this on the, you know, on the dirt and see what I can do. You know, maybe not everyone, you know,
But that's what it's supposed to be marketed
I mean, the
for.
bike is performance, right?
Yeah.
Super fast. Like there's tons of people that I know that have ridden them and they handle really well, super fast. You could weave it in and out of traffic, no problem.
Yeah.
But to take it onto the dirt, I know a friend that's been on my show, Justin Engelman, and he's a professional rider for Harley and Pan Ams. And I thought, like, how great would that be to do like a meet and greet, the word that you love so much, to have him come out.
We're going
Guess
to get
what?
into that.
Yeah,
Too easy to take that down. We're going to talk about meet and greets.
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. Right.
Shout out to Justin. This isn't
Yeah.
a shot. Justin.
Yeah, write that down, you young Jamie. But like, I don't know. It was like, you know, one of those thoughts that I have all these thoughts about events and like trying to do something creative and bigger than the next. You know, like out of the parking lot, like we've talked about a lot this last year, and coming up with something just cool. You know, and like, fuck, we start talking about it. Then you brought it up to Jose here at National City Harley, and it was just like it
like, I
lit
want
the
in.
yeah, it just lit the match.
And he's got a background in the off-road stuff. So
Right.
now him being the GM at a Harley dealer with the off-road background, everything about this is like what he loves. He was
Right.
like, I want in. And he would not shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
did Dustin say I could play yet? Did Dustin say I could play yet?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So now
No.
now it sounds like the Wise Group
yeah.
they're going to be in, right? So now
Yep.
it's going to be 4 dealerships that are in SoCal that are going to be able to help promote this. It's going to be February 15th,
Yep.
the day after Valentine's. So you guys have no excuse to get out there.
Yeah.
Take your wife out or your girlfriend out.
Well, if Valentine's
your
Day is on
boyfriend out.
Friday, then
Right.
Friday should be for Valentine's Day. Saturday should be for human beings to do what they want.
Exactly. So, and hopefully we'll have great weather.
I mean, February.
Yeah. You never know. Last February was pretty rough, but
Was it? I mean, to me, it's just dope because nobody's like, I've always said, up until I got a Pan Am, I was always like, man, I'd get one, but I feel like it would only be fun if I had my buddies with me. So something like this, like dudes can come out. We're looking at the we don't know yet, but the possibility of having some demo bikes out there would be pretty rad.
Yeah.
And you could ride around, rip these things, 160 acres. There is like a track right there in front of the house that you could do. But there's also trails and stuff you can go take off on. So everything that I used to think would always be cool about having a Pan Am, you can come do it for a day.
yeah.
You know, like that's fucking tight.
Well, it's just what you just said it right now, though. You didn't have any friends, or you wanted your friends to do it. Well, now
It's
you're
cool. I don't have any friends.
you're having a community. You're gonna
Exactly.
You're gonna meet people that are gonna be like, cool, that's your Pan Am, blah blah blah. You know,
Yeah.
and then you'll be able to, you know,
I'll be like, hey, Justin, can you teach me how to stop falling on this
Right.
fucking thing?
Yeah,
Because I
just-
suck in
yeah.
the sand. It's so hard.
just help me stop almost killing
yeah.
myself.
Am I supposed to be afraid all the time on this thing? Because
right.
I'm pretty much just always scared. Like,
Right, yeah. Like I have normal anxiety about riding a motorcycle. Well, it just intensified by 5,000
Because there's no
Yeah.
pavement. Like,
right.
You understand my whole
Like, do I
life of
put my
riding
foot
motorcycle,
down like a dirt
sand
bike?
and
Like-
gravel have been like kryptonite. Like
Yeah,
they're just
dude.
like
No
I
way.
don't ever want to see them. So riding in the sand and gravel, it just feels weird.
Yeah, not by any means, but yeah. So February 15th, more to come, obviously, but it's going to be one hell of an event. And honestly, it's not just for Pan Am off road pre-runner. Like we want the whole entire community to experience it. That's why hopefully we get some demo bikes, but if not, it's still going to be just one hell of a party.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a big time. We're gonna be like different. I don't want to say games, but different like possible stations, and people will probably come in and get to sit down. There's a possibility of having moto ventures out there, and those guys like people to kind of teach you how to ride on these bikes
Yeah.
in an off-road environment because it's not like riding on the pavement, dude. It's not
Yeah.
the same thing. And a lot of people I know like grew up riding dirt bikes and shit. I didn't. I wasn't one of those guys, you know. So when I went out to his ranch for the first time, and I was like, yeah, I'll just rip this thing around.
No.
No.
Did you try to get on it at all, or?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, of course.
You ripped it like 3 miles an hour.
Right.
That's like pretty accurate.
Probably.
Were you able to hop on the bike and see how it felt?
I tried to get him to. He's like, no, I'll just hop on my 450.
See, that's not fair because I mean, you'll obviously smash on that, but like that would have been cool for you to experience it because then you would be able to see.
I'll do it at the event.
Yeah,
Yeah. I did ride up that step the last time I was out there. Yeah. Which
It's like almost a vertical wall. He went up.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
the problem
I
is
mean, I'd
Jerry.
be puckered up a little bit.
I was. The problem is Jerry did it right in front of me on his Pan Am, and I was like, with street tires. And I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
well, I can't be a bitch. So
Right.
here we go.
I need to handle this.
Yeah. I had to handle it, handled it. The bike handled it.
Yeah.
Ah! Okay, we're good.
Yeah. I
Pretty
did
much
it.
what happened.
I did
there.
it. Did anybody video
Yeah,
that?
I was like, did anybody see?
Yeah, did
And then
anybody see?
I didn't, because I was by myself because they were so far ahead of me. And then I get to the top of the hill, and Deezy's like, yeah, dude, I just want to see if you would even try it. Because he like purposely took me a different, more difficult way to
Right,
get
right.
there. And I was
Right.
like, I had to. Yeah. It's like, all right. If I hadn't seen Jerry do it, I don't know if I would have tried. But that made me
How
realize
was
like
Jerry on it?
he's got a dirt bike and shit. So he was normal, I would say. He was, yeah.
But he just bought that bike too, right?
Yeah. He bought
Wow.
it. So here's the thing.
Shout
And
out, dude.
I know Jerry doesn't listen to the podcast, but I'm gonna talk a little shit. So if you stack him and I on the same exact bike, he's probably faster than me. When we would go rip and he would be on like his what does he have, that lowrider that he's got, lowrider S?
Yeah.
He'd be a little bit in front of me, and his bike would just make a little bit more power than mine, so it'd be a little bit harder to keep up. So he would always be, 50 to 60 yards in front of me, but we'd be chasing through the canyons.
Huh.
And then I sent the fucking bagger up north, and I bought the Pan Am, and the fucking tides had shifted, and it was my time to shine.
Right.
And Jerry couldn't keep up, and I say that confidently. And then like half a mile before we got to the bar one time, he like blows by me doing 115 as I'm just like cruising into the parking lot.
Yeah, right.
And he was like, I was just trying to catch you the whole time. Well, then he bought a Pan Am like the next day after
Right.
he
He's
rode with
like,
me on
"Fuck
it.
you."
Yeah, he was like, "Fuck you, watch this." So
Yeah.
then, yeah, that dude can ride though.
So what is it like riding with him now on a Pan Am? Does
Dude,
he
it's
smoke?
so. I think we're both so new to it. Like he's definitely a better rider than me,
Yeah.
without a doubt. But we're both so new to it that we're kind of like, like we're figuring some shit out together. We went and rode up. It's called. Have you ever heard of Nate Harrison Grade? Out there off of like in the Palma Valley, like by Rincon and all that.
Okay.
There's this grade that'll take you up, and I'm gonna blow up the spot now, but it'll take you up the backside of Palomar Mountain. It's just like this dirt gravel, real shitty little kind of road.
Okay.
And we rode up that on Monday, just him and I kept being like thinking I was going slow, like getting in his way. And I was like, hey, if you want to pass me, he's like, nah, dude, I'm kind of learning this
yeah.
bike too, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But he was kind of giving me some pointers and tips and shit on shit that I was doing wrong. But it's fucking, dude, it's fun, man. Having that bike, like, cause
Yeah.
there'd be so many times where I'd be like ripping somewhere and be like, oh, dude, I wonder what's up there. Well, now I can just go see
Yeah.
what the fuck's up there.
Yeah, right.
You know? So
Like Curious George, like that looks fun,
it's the little kid in me
right?
that's just like, oh yeah, let's go up there.
Well, that was always the cool thing about enduro bikes, where you can ride them on the street and then just 450. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then start getting after it.
Yep.
That's why the Pan Am is just so cool, and it's so. I mean, it's not necessarily new because there's been adventure riders and bikes forever, but for Harley doing it, and it's new in the sense of the community. That's why, impregnating the community with off-road, and then even the Harley scene, because people like yourself that have rode dirt bikes too, they're like, fuck, I want to try that. Like, come on, it's a fucking no-brainer.
Yeah, it's just, and I will say, I wouldn't like that bike as much as if I didn't have the bagger.
Right.
Because now I can whatever kind of riding. I feel like if the Pan Am was my only bike, I wouldn't enjoy it that much. But because I can hop on it and do literally whatever I want on it,
Right.
like it'll do power wheelies in third gear all day. Like, it's not a problem. You can be,
it's amazing.
It's just fun.
Yeah, amazing machinery.
I definitely enjoy it because I have the bagger still. And right now I don't have the bagger because it's getting work done.
Yeah. About to be a fucking ripper, dude.
Shout out to Kevin.
Come on.
I gotta hang his poster back up, dude. His banner fell down.
I did notice that, so I was like,
No, I'll hang it back up. I got it. Cobalt Cycles. Shout out to Kevin. I got to hang his banner up.
Okay.
It probably looks intentional, but I just don't have a step ladder to get back up there and hang it back up. I just haven't done it yet.
I was like, oof.
You're like, oh, what happened there?
I saw it, so I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna stay in my lane.
No, it's all good.
I'm gonna stay in my lane about it.
But yeah, now that we've done a complete promo for Harley.
I know. Well, you have a lot of good stuff happening down here. I mean,
that's cool.
I think that it's really cool to be part of a dealership that sees the picture and, is not really just saying that I can't.
Yeah.
It's more or less like, yeah, I can, and we're going to do it.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I always had it, like, none of our clothes are in any dealerships. There's a reason for that. I always had it in my mind that'd be kind of mainstream and like sellouty to partner with a dealership. And then this place has been not what I had always thought of in my head. Like, this place is willing to help me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Clearly gave me the room, helping me with some financial stuff. Like, that's fucking rad.
Yeah.
They're willing to partner up and do stuff together,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I got lucky with this though.
Yeah, I mean that's that's the luck of the draw, I mean, I've had my clothes in stores too, which was great because it really, we're helping each other out in a sense, But I come to find out it's like when you're a local clothing brand selling merch, and then you're having it in a local store, it kind of works good and bad in some sense,
I kind of always felt like it was just bragging rights to get your shit in there.
Pretty much. I mean, it was very cool to see your clothes in a store,
Yeah.
But the money is definitely not there. You're giving them a really fair price because they have to sell their garments, for whatever price they end up selling them for. But
yeah, the only place we've got it is Backroads Barbershop up in San Jose. Jackie sells them. Sells our shirts out of there. That's the only place it's at.
Right.
Like, I kind of take pride in.
Yeah. That's cool though.
I need to send her some more shit actually.
Yeah.
But
Man, she's awesome.
Yeah.
So Bay Area Auto Fest. I mean, that was a great event too.
That was cool to see that come on. And then, I mean, she was able to do 2 events this year.
Right.
I was just up there a couple Saturdays ago. I was like doing that ride around the state, just kind of a getaway trip. And she was like, hey, I wanted to shoot a promo. Can you come by? I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So met up with her and Jessie. Don't call her Jess or she gets offended.
Jess.
Yeah.
Don't offend her.
Yeah.
She'll fucking fuck you up.
That was kind of like the thing. She talks a lot of shit, and I was like, damn, she's really funny, and I can't even be like, let's fight, because she'd kill me.
Yeah, like,
it's like,
I'll
fuck.
smoke the fuck out of you. Like, I'll literally
please don't hit
you
me.
real quick, dude. Like,
but she's rad too, and she does a really good job.
does she ride a motorcycle or not?
Yeah, I think I know she has one bike. She might have 2.
Nice.
But I've seen videos of her and Jay riding around. I know they hang out a little bit, but she's a rad chick, and she's so good at like this, just talking and promoting. It was kind of funny, and I don't want to say awkward, but I'm used to like on the podcast having to drive the conversation and steer people in a direction.
Yeah.
And then I did this video with her, and I was like, "Oh, you're better at this than I am." Okay. Like, I didn't know how to fit in for a second there, but
Yeah, she handled it pretty.
she fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Dude.
And that's when you're doing an interview like that or like a promotion, like it's always nice to be the first person to kick things off.
It is, dude.
Because
I
you're
swear.
playing because
you're driving it.
Yeah, you're playing catch up, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, you pretty much said anything. So it's like what she just said.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be here. Shifter Cruise Bike Show. We'll be
she
here.
like ran through the thing. She was like, Taylor, tell us about the bike show. And I was like,
yeah.
wow.
Pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, so we're excited. Be here at the show.
Fuck
I do the motorcycle show.
I do the motorcycle show, not you, motherfucker.
But so yeah, that was tight. Went up there, fucked off, and then I guess I haven't really talked about that little trip I just did. Can we get into that a little bit? So from San Jose, I was looking at either going to Monterey, which is one of my favorite places in the world. Like, I just fucking love Monterey. I was either going to go there or I was going to go down to Hollister and stay at Jay's house. So it was go see Miles in Monterey or go to Jay's in Hollister. And I was like, if I'm going to be up here, I got to go to Monterey and then I can go through Hollister on the way out tomorrow, you know? So I'm looking at it, and it had started to rain like just a little bit, and I was fucking around on that Pan Am and like breaking the back tire out a little bit and just kind of fucking around, having fun with it. I was like, I'm going to go to Monterey. So I text Miles. I call Miles. Of course, he doesn't answer. And I just start beelining it. For anybody that knows the area, I think it's the 17. It's just like, I've done that road in the daytime, and it's so pretty. It's so fucking cool. Like, it's this interstate that runs through, and then there's like these tall ass trees over the whole thing, and it's super narrow road. It's just this beautiful ride in the daytime, not at nighttime when it's raining. And dude,
Probably pitch black.
Oh my God, dude. It was like fucking pouring on me. Like pouring rain. And there's no lights on the road too. There's no like overhead street lighting. So all the lighting is the cars coming the other way at me, which is now just blinding me with all the moisture and pouring rain that's on my visor. And I was like, I should have gone to Hollister. Yeah. Like, this is such a great time. It was at the point I was doing like 45 miles an hour in the right lane. Just like, all right, bro, we're just going to get through this. Yeah, like, this is no longer fun.
I hate those rides.
Yeah. So then it was funny because I always go to the same bar in Monterey. It's called the Dust Bowl. Like, that's my spot. And I
Why
guess
is it called the Dust Bowl?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I love it, dude. But I called Miles. He didn't answer. So I texted him, I'm going to be in town, getting a hotel somewhere, blah, blah, blah. He just went to the Dust Bowl. He just knew.
He just knew.
He just knew. So when I pull up, he was already in the parking lot. Yeah. I was like, all right.
Was that a hangout for you guys when you were up there?
When I was up there, that was the kind of, so like, that was the spot that we would go to, I would say. Yeah, I found out about that like through work. And it's right there on the bay, like the Monterey Bay. It's right there. So there's a cool sushi spot right there, that kind of shit. But
Monterey's pretty. I've done that too. I mean, I think the road that would be really cool to ride on would be in Santa Cruz. Like when you have like, there's just ferns everywhere and like the trees that are like having it to where it's like you're caved in.
You talking about the highway?
Yeah.
That's the 17. That's the road I was on. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the road that's sick in the daytime.
Okay, yeah. So that's the road.
Goes through Santa Cruz.
So sick.
Yes, so sick. Not at night when it's raining.
Yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense because it was beautiful during the day.
Yes, it's gorgeous during the day.
What beautiful riding in that area,
dude. Though. Yeah. So sick up there.
So sick.
Yeah. They do the, are you going to go up to Laguna Seca this year?
I want to.
That's a sick one, dude.
Yeah, I want to.
That's a really fun one.
I mean, I just went to the Bagger,
BRL.
Yeah,
so one out at Willow Springs.
Willow Springs. So much fun.
Yeah. That one's fun because it's like a little more homey. Like you can just kind of walk around and say what's up to the boys and that kind of shit, you know? Where the Moto America shit's pretty like, it's like NASCAR.
Yeah.
You know, it's
big
fancy.
leagues.
Yeah. It's the big leagues for sure.
Leagues, motherfucker.
Yeah. But yeah, I did that. Hung out with Miles, got a room at the Army base up there, and then shot over and saw Jay in the morning over at Hollister. And then went to Dan's house the next day.
Saw the video.
Oh my God.
It's the greatest video of all time, dude.
So,
anything Dan related when he's drinking a beer with his boots over his Levi's, like
I get there.
Sunglasses came on.
Dude, he won't mind if I tell this story. But so I'm like, hey dude, I'll be there around this time. He's like, all right. So like you go there, he's always in the garage. So you just go in the garage, he's gonna be there. Well, he's not in the garage. So I knock on the door and like kind of crack, and I'm like, yo, you know, like one of those, I don't want to just walk in, but like, hey, where you at? Like, I don't think this dude has a doorbell. And, you know what I mean? Like, if he does, I've never seen it.
Yeah.
But I hear his son, he's like, he's in the shower. I'm like, okay, cool. So I walk in, sitting there talking to his kid at the table, bullshitting. And yeah, he won't care if I tell this.
You gotta tell it, dude.
Yeah, no, I do. So I hear him in the shower, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. He got off work, shower. Well, I hear the shower turn off, and like a couple seconds later, his girl comes out in just a towel. And she's like, hey, Taylor. And I'm like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
And then a minute later, Dan comes out just to tell. He's like, you're early. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I am on time.
Yeah, a little shower loving, dude.
Yeah, do your thing, bro.
Quality time,
do your
dude.
thing, Dan.
Yeah, get you some.
Dude, so then we're hanging out for a bit, having a good time. We're in the garage, and he calls Mike, and he's like, yo, dude, Taylor's here. And Mike, you can hear Mike. He's like, oh, I'm going to get my pants. You know what I mean? Like, here we go. Mike shows up. 30 minutes later, it's 9 o'clock at night. Nobody discussed this. He just shows up with a 30 rack of Coors Light because that's what you do. As soon as he gets there, he punches Dan in the stomach. He's like, what's up, you fat fuck? And Dan's like, goddamn, your hand okay? I was like, oh my God, dude. I fucking miss it here so much. Just
some tough dudes.
Just
dude.
some fucking country wild boys, you know?
Said your hand hurt.
Does your hand all right? Like, they're just like dudes that grew up outside doing rough shit. Like that's just how they act all the time. And then he got a couple beers in him, took the Pan Am for a rip, and he rode it down the canal that leads into like the California aqueduct. He's riding it down there, and I had all the bags open and forgot to latch them shut. So he's riding, and they're just like, dude, it looked like a set of bongos just going, dude. As he's just like, me.
Yeah. Was he hitting the whoops?
Oh, the whole fucking thing was whoops. He was in the canal, just like
out.
fucking washed out.
That's another thing. So like when you're in the sand like that, how does it? Is there wobble? You know,
don't ask me. Yeah, you just what I've learned, and I'm sure people are gonna hop on here and be like, hopefully people give me some fucking advice after this because Dweezy hasn't given me any. But so
just ride faster.
So really, what it is like don't try to correct anything.
Yeah.
The front brake doesn't exist, and don't try to compensate or correct for anything. Just let that fucking front tire do what it's gonna do. Kind of keep it pointed in that direction, and just power through it. Don't ever slow down. Don't ever touch the front brake.
Don't ever touch your front brake.
Yeah. Somebody, I forget who it was telling me the other day. Kevin was telling me, he's like, you got to treat it like a ski. It's not like a wheel. It's like a ski when it gets like that. And I was like, yeah.
Interesting.
Momentum's good.
Yeah, keep on the gas. Right.
After all that, Doug's like, don't slow down.
Yeah, well, it's like you're riding in the dunes. You got to be on it, you know?
Yeah.
That's
how it is.
It's interesting.
We got to get you out there practicing a little bit, dude.
I'm going to sound like a real big fucking puss pop, but it's like, dude.
A puss pop?
I'm like to the point to where it's like, man, if I get hurt, like, I don't know, our family would be homeless. You know what I mean? Like,
you got to pay the bills,
you know,
dog.
at least quit TikToking. So that's out the door, dude. Yeah, she hasn't done it in a long time.
Why?
She just got to the point to where she was like, you know, me having a tripod everywhere and constantly filming myself just wasn't natural. And I think what she realized, well, so something happened. So Wyatt would see her with the tripod everywhere, and then so he would start playing with it.
Okay.
And so she was starting to get upset with him, and then she just like took a break and was like, what the fuck? Like, why am I getting mad at my kid for touching a tripod because I'm trying to film me fucking cooking right now? And she just like, it just hit her like a ton of bricks, she said. And so now she does, you know, like, I mean, she does not even do it anymore, to be honest with you.
Because she was like getting paid off of TikTok and everything.
Absolutely. I mean, it was really nice. But so now it's more or less like you're doing selfies and you're just like propping up the phone and stuff. So it's not the same. She can still edit like nobody's business. You know what I mean? She's fantastic at that. So, but I mean, I get it though, too. At the same time, I mean, there's so many things that I do to where I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do this, but it's almost like Mando, you know, you have to fucking do it. But I thought that was really good though. And I would never tell her, oh, well, you know, of course I made jokes like, well, fuck, they're with that money. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, I would never say like, oh no, you got to do something.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to kids. Like, I get it. If you don't want to fucking do it and you're starting to get mad at her kid that, you know, that grabbed the tripod and you're trying to do something, I'm just glad that she was that aware that quick.
Yeah.
You know, to where she was like, fuck this. Like, I'm not going to
be mad at my kid because I'm trying to TikTok right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Actually, yeah, because I noticed that I hadn't been over there. Now that I'm living in Escondido, I haven't been over the house in a while, but like there used to be a tripod everywhere.
Yeah.
You'd have to like
Yeah.
walk around this thing.
Totally.
Not anymore.
Yeah, it would be.
But I was
nonstop.
just starting to get to talking shit about it on her TikTok, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I wish that she would do it just because I know at the time it was a good outlet, you know, but I think what it was starting to be like a bad outlet. And for whatever reason, like for whatever her like For You page was like, she was seeing like a lot of negativity and like a lot of moms getting criticized for stuff that were going on. And that was like her bread and butter of, you know, being a mom on TikTok. And she was like, I don't want to be like this person. You can give me all the money in the world, but she's like, I don't think that they have a very good life.
Yeah.
So, and hey, look, I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah, because
you're starting to get some money here.
this is seems like a really good deal for me.
Like
not even doing any work.
You're doing ads for people, and they're paying you some pretty fucking handsomely, dude. Like $500 a spot. To where I'm like, bro, you can do like 4 or 5 of them. And you know, there was a time where it was so funny. Like the other day, she was videoing, and I'm like, oh, you're making a TikTok? She's like, I'm just videoing us having a good time, and I'm like, okay.
Damn. Bummer.
Okay. But, you know, I have to remember too, and I forgot, but that camera really annoyed me too, because I was in the videos often to where, okay, that wasn't that bad, but like everything in our life was getting videoed. And I don't think she would care if I would say this, but like, you know, we've gotten into fights before when it was like, man, you act totally different when that fucking camera's on, you know?
You said that to her?
Absolutely.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it was not very
How'd
good.
that go?
That was not great. You know? It wasn't great. You know what I mean? It was Dustin deflecting from what the situation was. You know, because I'm sure I had a major fucking part in it.
Yeah. If
But
you
I-
haven't met his wife.
But I had to remember though too. Like I wasn't a huge fan of that, and I made comments too, like to her. So I wasn't that supportive in the beginning. Well, in the beginning I might have been, but then I started to be like, okay, you know what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because you're constantly on your phone, and you know early LFG stuff. Like I had 2 other guys, so I was off social media for like 90 days one time.
So I was thinking about this morning. I think I'm going to delete my personal Instagram because I'm spending way too much time on social media, and I need to start bringing it back to being a tool as opposed to just something that consumes my time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I thought about doing that too. To be honest with you, like there's been so many people because their New Year's resolution was like to get off social media for a little while. And I'm like, damn, that's fantastic because I know that my life was pretty goddamn good. Like I wasn't running the business part of it. I mean, I was doing the business part of the LFG, but I wasn't doing anything social. And I was completely unaware of all of the shit that goes on, right? Yeah. And it was nice. Like we had quality time with one another. Like we weren't stuck on our phones, you know? And I think that's our generation, which is really fucked up because like we would sit and watch a movie, but then we'd be on our phone, you know? Like,
yeah.
But her and I are much more aware. We're like, oh, we're doing this together now. So like, let's put our phones away, you know? But anyways, to your point. So my personal stuff is a lot of my personals and it's private. And it's a lot of like the kids stuff now, you know? So I feel like
that's kind of what's making me like, I don't need, my kids aren't on social media. I don't want fucking people seeing what my kids look like.
Yeah.
And my page has been public for so long that I'm like, what the fuck is even the point of this?
Do you have Facebook too?
I do, but I only have Facebook because I had to
Marketplace?
establish it for Marketplace.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's the picture, my picture on Facebook is me and a bunch of the guys in Lemoore standing in front of a helicopter. It's not like, there's not a post on there. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just
see. I utilize Facebook a lot because the people in recovery, that's what they use. So it's fucking weird, dude. Honestly, I know that I can just give it up too, but I mean, obviously, I probably couldn't do. You know, social media is such a fucking tough thing because I feel like if we would stop social media on all platforms for like a month, I think that we would have to do a lot of catching up, or we would be off, and then next thing you know, we would fucking skyrocket it. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about like our businesses.
Everything.
I thought you were saying like if the whole world did. I was like, if the whole world did, it would be a better place.
Yeah, if the whole world, it would be different. We'd be going back to like white pages and yellow books.
Oh,
and
dude,
shit,
it'd be
you know
so
what I mean?
sick.
Like,
You'd have to like
can you
go
imagine?
outside.
Can
Like,
you
Hail
imagine?
Speed would never sell a thing, and the world would literally be a better place.
can you
Fuck
imagine?
you, faggot. Anyways, sorry. What was I saying?
I mean, can you imagine though? Like, oh, look at that shifter crew LFG and the fucking yellow.
Yeah. Oh, look, they're outside at a bar selling T-shirts. This is great. Like,
There's their phone number right there. Let's call them and see if they have any shirts. You know?
yeah. Yep. Dweezy's like, what just happened?
Did you get a reaction? Oh,
I'm gonna have to bleep that out.
you got to No, you're not.
No. It's up to you.
Listen, I already forgot what you said.
Can you beep it? Hell yeah! If you get beep that where I said faggot, then you have to beep. Yes, dude, let's do it. Okay, cool.
Oh, he doesn't want you to use the F word.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Really? Oh,
man, that would have been a good thing to know when I was starting a podcast. Let me get one of those in, dude. I'm getting all hype. I'm getting the energy from the burrito now that I don't have to poop anymore.
Sorry, I told you, dude. You eat a fucking what is it, burros and fries, and you're going right to the toilet.
I got
dude.
the surf and turf too. That was the problem.
Are
dude.
you doing 6s still?
Yeah, let me get 2 of those. I'm dialing back though. Let me get 2.
Yeah,
3s.
clearly. Yeah, clearly. You want another one? I'm dialing them back. He says, "Me like, shoot me 2, dude."
Let me get 2 of those 3s.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, dude, I used to get all fucked up at Dan's, and he'd go buy the 15s,
Oh,
and so I'd like get really drunk and put one of those in, and I was so high.
do you puke?
No,
Are you a puker when you drink?
if I get to that level, but not really.
Yeah.
Like, but if I drink excessively, then yes. But what I started doing was just
Like
pulling the
mixing
trigger.
it up.
Yeah. Like if I'm drinking Coors Lights all day, that's fine. I should probably just stick with that.
Right.
If I now where I get fucking go sideways is I'll be having a couple beers.
Yeah.
Everything's good. And then we'll be hanging out. Like this happened to me last weekend with the Live Fast guys. We're drinking some beers, having a good time. Not a big deal. Johnny's birthday, no liquor. Then we go to the bar.
Yep. And then, hey, let's
It's
do
a wrap.
shots.
Hey, so a couple shots. Yeah, I meet a fucking cool dude. We're doing a shots.
Right.
All right, let me get now. Well, now I just did a shot of whiskey. I might as well start drinking whiskey.
Ah. Gets
That's
you
the
every time.
situation we're all. But now I know it's coming. I'm just like, I'll just make it happen and feel better the next day.
Really?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Stick my hand all the way down my throat, throw up, call it a day.
God, dude, honestly, like, do you hate the way you feel, like, hungover? Because I know that,
100%.
because I know for me, it's like, dude, I would never want to feel like that dehydrated ever again.
I told Shannon yesterday I'm not buying any more alcohol.
Really?
Like, I'm probably going to do a long time now. I kind of,
Really?
yeah. Yeah, I feel like shit. I think, okay, this is a weird thing we haven't really
Like,
talked
I'm not
about
even
that.
going to make a joke because you've done it a few times, but you've done it really well.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
did.
so I mean, you know, I wanted to say right away, we're like, oh, Taylor's going to get sober again. But the thing about it is like when you stop doing it, you really excel and you do some like really great things. Like your brain works at a whole different level, and that's what I say about people in recovery. Period. Like there's some of the most intelligent motherfucking people ever. Like their minds are. I mean, I'm telling you, like there's people that you look at and you're like, this guy is a fucking numbschool. And next thing you know, he gets clean for 6 months and he just created something fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
But I've watched that with you too. Your transition from not drinking to starting to drink again, and then you automatically, it's getting closer every single time though when you're like, yeah, I'm done.
So what happened was,
what happened
happened was,
could you imagine, Dweezy, being hungover again?
oh,
Right? It's the worst. It's the feeling of just being so dehydrated. And for me, it was every time was like, I know I'm going into a situation to where I'm going to need some chiclets. And what I mean by that is like a fucking Norco or two, you know? And then it's like, or the hair of the dog shit, because I was the king of that. Get hammered.
what I do.
Yeah, hammered the night before, and it was like immediate breakfast drink.
Yep.
And then the beers all day long.
So when I did 2 months. It was 60 days is what I did. Then I went to Jace's and I was like, all right, I've wanted to do this podcast like since I got into bikes. Let's make this what I always kind of imagined it was going to be. Like, let's drink some beers. You know what I mean? I did that, and I probably drank 6 beers after like 60 days of not drinking. The next day, dude, I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. I'm fucking dying. And I didn't
You
get...
drank 60? Or how many beers do you drink?
Jason and I split a 12-pack.
Oh, okay.
So
That's not that bad.
it's not that bad, but I just like my stomach hurt. And so I kind of think not so much that I was like dehydrated and hungover, but just my body like fucking hated it. It was like, what is this poison?
Yeah.
Like, so then I was like, well, I feel like shit. I might as well just keep this train rolling. I literally told him, I was like, if I get drunk again, then it won't feel like shit for a while. You know?
Yeah, of course.
And I had to go sit on that fucking flight. So I didn't want to be sitting there trying not to shit the whole time on the flight, feeling like ass.
Right.
So and then I basically just rode that for like a couple weeks.
Rode a couple weeks, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's,
like
he's a good alcoholic. You know what I mean? He knows what to do. You know what I mean? Until
I was
enough-
off work. I've been. That's really what it was. My holiday leave period. I took 14 days off from the Navy, and I was like, okay, we're gonna drink. And then literally this morning, I told Shannon yesterday because I brought like a little. We stayed up at the cabin, and I brought like a little bottle of whiskey to drink up there.
Yeah.
And she was like, I thought you were like, when are you gonna stop doing this now? Like, is this gonna be a normal thing that you just do? And I was like, no. And I didn't like offer any more of an answer. I was just like, no. And then like the next day I'm like, you know, like when she was like, what the fuck? And I was like, all right, I won't buy any more alcohol. And she was like, okay. And then this morning she was like, so you meant that? And I was like, God damn it.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Now you're going to be saying
So
shit.
now, yeah. So now I'm just like, all right.
That creates a fight.
No, I just said, yeah, like, yeah. And that's what I want
creates
is to be
the look.
fucking drinking whiskey and getting a fight.
Yeah, it creates the look and then the fight. You told me that you were done.
So I am it's gonna be a while before I drink again. And I feel like that's probably what I should do from now on. Like I'll drink alcohol again, but I need to start limiting it to like special occasions, like going to Texas. Drinking beers with Jace. Okay.
But the things that we do is always a special occasion.
I know, but
Like, you have to get that part out of your mind, I think.
yeah.
And honestly, I
The
feel
way-
like for you to get past the 90 days, then it's going to be super easy because you almost get to that threshold. I mean, it's kind of weird even having this conversation with you because by no means I think that you're an alcoholic at all. Like, at all. Like, I think that anyone that people that are like
some-
me and
some of the
Dweezy, like we
backstory-
can't stop drinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Some
like
of the
you can stop.
backstory is like, I've done this multiple times where I'll be like, hey, I'm doing 30 days, no drinking.
Yeah.
And I will just cold turkey. Like, it'll be at least 30 days before I drink again. I'll just
Right.
cold turkey it. That's why he's saying, I don't think you're an
No,
alcoholic.
I definitely do not. But I know that you still have the same effects as we all do when we drink too much and we feel like shit afterwards.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what I think after not drinking, 2 months is the longest I've been in my adult life for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then drinking a couple beers, it was super weird because, and you kind of know how I am about like, I'm really weird. I take a lot of Zyn, but other than that, like I don't take Tylenol. It's like ibuprofen.
Right.
When they put me on meds for all my fucking anxiety shit, I was like fucking terrified.
One cup of
it.
coffee you got. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like
yeah.
I drink 1 cup of coffee a day, that type
Yeah.
of shit. When I was like holding that beer, I was almost like afraid of it. Dude. It was
Right,
like a
right,
weird
right,
thing where
right,
I was
right.
like, oh, this isn't going to be good for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck it. Like, well, you know.
Well, but the thing, so when you're going to Jace's, it's almost like a ritual, right? And that's the thing too. Like you guys said it on your podcast, which by the way, that was a fantastic podcast, and I thought Gabe did really well too, being the third guy, you know, in there. But it was like you guys when he came to your house and we did the podcast with me, you know, and like there wasn't any drinking. Like I don't ever want people to feel that way ever. Like if I do Jace's podcast, I'll be like, please drink.
Yeah.
Like be yourself, you know? And I thought what a perfect thing for us to do is like the next time we have West Coast Classic, like we both go out there together because I don't need to do Jason's show. Like he's done mine plenty of times.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But like to
sick.
have both of us go out and if you're both drinking, that'd be even funnier because then I can just make fun of you guys. You know what I mean? But the thing, it's like I don't want anybody to act. No, I mean,
I think for him, it's a respect thing.
yeah, but that
He's like,
doesn't-
I don't want to disrespect you
Yeah,
by
but see,
drinking
he's
in front
really
of
that's
you.
really sweet of him. But that there's no disrespect there. You
Okay.
know. You know that
I've drank in front of you. So I don't know.
yeah. I used to always say this is so fucked up, but I used to always say like, well, I could be around alcohol, but if somebody's shooting up heroin right next to me, that's going to be another fucking story. You know what I mean? Because I was a hardcore addict in that sense, but you know, but I was an alcoholic too. But
Yeah.
it doesn't really affect me. I don't know, man. I think the longer that I've stayed clean, obviously there's
Well,
that extra blanket.
I
you know?
asked you about that the other day. I was like, I know people were like, it's hard. You can tell it's hard for them to stay sober, and I don't know, and I don't. But I was like, you make this shit look easy.
Yeah, but
like,
there was a
you've
time. Yeah, there was a time that it wasn't though.
Yeah.
And honestly, dude, so it's been really easy, but there's been certain points that have been extremely difficult, you know, and going to, you know, an event this year when there was some stuff going on that I was like, holy shit, it was definitely uncomfortable, but I was able to like snap out of it and just move on from the situation, you know? So it was almost like if somebody's, you know, at the shooting gallery and I happen to stumble in there, like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here, dude? Like, fuck, you all doing heroin? Fucking, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah.
But people drinking and carrying on and all that, that's like cool. Especially like I've never been around anybody that I have felt like extremely uncomfortable around being drunk. And I've been around a lot of drunk people, you know, and they haven't really got, maybe I don't really pay attention to it.
Drunk people so I don't know. It goes either way with drunk people. Like they're either a super threat or not a threat at all. Is
Yeah.
how I look at drunk. Like anybody that's drunk, I'm like, are you gonna be a problem? Okay, no, we're good.
Yeah,
But then a lot of people get like that, you know?
they do.
A lot of people become an issue. But
They do. I think what's really neat though is there's a lot of people in the industry that don't drink.
it seems like it's starting to become a thing.
Yep.
Like, is that annoying for you? Or are you like, oh, these fucking
No.
hipsters, they're not out
No,
here.
fuck no. I think it's great. I think me and Matt were talking about it the other day because, you know, he's getting close to like 18 months clean and
Okay.
sober. And he was basically saying like how it's so weird to say trend because it's definitely not a trend. It's a lifestyle. Like somebody's deciding not to do something, but it's really starting to, you know, be like something that's cool, you know? And I think when you start seeing people in the industry that are doing it, like J Brew, Dom, like those guys are like not drinking. You know, Dom has like 4 months sober right now, you know, and you have Matt Too Slick. That was a fucking crazy, wild maniac, you
Wild
know?
boy.
So you have like these guys that are in an industry that, you know, are hardcore dudes that are like fucking quitting it and their lives are becoming better just by them doing something, you know?
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, there's no pressure at all, dude. Yeah.
And that's what you said, clean and sober, a second ago. I always thought when I heard clean and sober, like clean off of drugs, sober from alcohol.
Right.
But I know you have like and I'm not a sober expert, but you have a different opinion on.
Yeah, I think that if you are, so I just had this on my show, but if you are smoking,
nobody that listens to your show listens to
yeah,
mine.
no.
So.
if you are smoking weed, you are not sober, but you're doing some. If you're stopped drinking, like that's a huge milestone. You know, I don't know what that word is. I really don't. I probably should know. Maybe it is California sober. I don't know. But I know that if you're sober, you're absent from everything, and that's including, you know, weed. And I know everybody, they can get into this whole thing of like, oh, well, a doctor prescribes it. Well, no, the fucking doctors get paid a lot of money to prescribe you fucking weed. You know what I mean? It's not even a real fucking doctor, too.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is. I don't even know. But it's a slippery slope,
Just
my
because the
friend.
doctor prescribes it,
You
doesn't
know?
mean it's good for you. Because they prescribe Vicodins too.
Yeah, right.
We can go down that rabbit
and that's
hole.
the thing too. Like I know tons of people that have been injured in recovery, and you know they do everything as prescribed, and that's how they maintain their sobriety and clean date. You know, because what happens is the moment that we decide to like take an extra pill, that's breaking our recovery. You're going against what you shouldn't be doing.
Okay.
So I don't know what the word is. Maybe it is California sober. I mean, but then again, it's like people that smoke weed in Texas. What is that? Texas sober. So I don't know. There has to be a word for it. You know, even straight edge people, like that means that they don't attend any sort of religion meetings, anything like that, but they just do not use alcohol or drugs, period.
Okay.
Like Bethany, Brendan's wife, she became straight edge, and probably to help fucking Graf's ass, you know, to get sober too at the time. But how cool is that to be dating an addict, like a full blown addict, and then you're just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna stop doing it too.
Oh, that's how that happened.
That's how it happened.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Damn, that's tight.
that's pretty cool.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
That.
So, anyways, I would like to go to Jason's show, but I would like to have him drink beers and drink some whiskey or whatever the fuck, because I think it would be kind of fucking funny. I don't want it to be. I don't. But then again, it's like going back to our show. Like there was so many great little segments, dude. Fucking dude getters. Like get the fuck on out of here, dude.
That came up on our podcast.
I know.
He was like, "That was dude getters."
Yeah,
I was
dude.
like, "Yeah."
How was that experience though?
It was fucking rad, dude. And I didn't want to like nerd out too hard because Jason and I have become good friends.
Yeah.
You know. But like I've been watching his program since well before we knew each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So going out there was kind of like, all right, this is pretty fucking cool. Like you've wanted to do this for a while, you know, and like going to the shop and seeing the shop and kind of, and not, I didn't realize that the podcast studio's like above the paint booth. Like just seeing that whole kind of thing, I was like, man, this is cool. This is an experience. You're in fucking Texas. You know what I mean? It was fucking rad. And then I thought we had a great podcast. Like it was the only podcast I've ever been on where I thought like there was a little bit of nervousness in the beginning. I was like, okay, this is.
Right.
I'm looking around. I'm like, all right, dude, here we go. You know.
Yeah,
So-
I thought it didn't come off like that you were nervous. I thought that you were really getting into it when you start talking about your stories and the things that your life experiences. That's what makes the show, you know.
Yeah.
But Jace does a really good job of kind of directing.
He knows how to like, because that's not something I don't get on every day and talk about being fucking homeless and like fucking helicopter shit, right? That's not like, I don't carry that around every single fucking day as a part of who I am. That's just what I did for a little while, you know? Are those good stories? Yes. Should I tell them?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Probably. Would people be interested? Yes. But there's also a big part of me that has tried to move away from that fucking lifestyle. You know what I mean?
I thought it was really good when you started to talk about that because, you know, Jace was saying like, oh, so I don't really know how you even got into motorcycles. And then like that kind of, to me, it was like kind of like doing a circle in a sense. And like, I even thought about too, I'm like, damn, I should have texted Jay and like, you should ask these, like some of the stuff that you and I've talked about because it would have been great. But then you start doing that when you're talking about Monterey Bay and shit like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Dude,
like
I
that
went
was
down
cool.
the Nat Geo
Like if
rabbit
you would have
hole.
said the same story that you said on my show of like you hanging out the helicopter and the dude was stuck in the fucking rock, you know, being on that show would be sick as fuck.
Yeah. I told, I don't think I gave any like exact instances, and maybe I'll go on again and we can bring some of those up about like the crush victim or the fucking Mount Star deal, the German guy that was on all the meds that didn't speak English and just handed us a sheet full of medication. We didn't know what the fuck it was.
Right.
Like that's funny because like the guy didn't speak English. You know what I mean? And then there's another one. I don't know. I could tell all these fucking stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I go down the rabbit hole, but maybe next time or something.
It's funny
you know?
when you're like, I don't know, dude. Like the people that I have on my show, they wear costumes and shit. Like, fucking handsome Dave. Yeah.
Dude, he was telling me, he's like, I think the cowboy hat's just gonna be my thing.
Yeah, I know.
moving forward.
He's over here promoting the shirt that I still haven't got yet. So I'm like, hey, dog.
I texted him about that the other
And
day.
he gives me this whole business shipping fucking. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience, but our shipping department has been really slacking lately. We will get it out to you as soon as possible. And I'm like, fuck you.
Dude, I texted him because he posted that shirt, the steak, eggs, and steroids one, which is a great shirt, by the way.
Dude, it's fantastic.
I was like, did you ever send Dustin his? And he was like, we're currently experiencing some shipping issues.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Dying, dude.
I know. I'm like,
cracking
God,
up.
that's such a great shirt. Like, the fact that he would do that is even
Dude.
fucking funnier.
That dude's a wild man. I think he's going to start coming on more often. I think he's going to.
Dweezy's like, ugh.
He's like, oh, there's going to be so much more editing.
Yeah.
We are going to have to lay some ground rules, like certain things we can't say.
Well, he's spot on.
Oh, he's dialed. He's a
Yeah.
professional.
For sure.
He's a professional. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think he's going to start kind of co-hosting some stuff. And then we can kind of bounce stuff off each other because he's so fucking funny. Like, just put a camera in front of him and people will love it. You know what I mean? And he's like that all the time, though, is the thing. Like, when you're at the bar with him and nobody's watching, he's just as fucking funny.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
So-
I've said it 1,000 times, and I'll say it again. He's one of the funniest guys on Instagram. I mean, he's funny in person because he's so spot on. He's like, when you're doing like spot check, where you at? And he's just like, hey, dude, we're at the Four Corners rally. You look at this guy's mustache. He's probably beep, beep, you know,
Yeah.
than the next guy, you know, like, or
Like,
whatever.
But dude, he posted something the other day, and I don't take anything that he says serious, but I shared it, and there was people.
Yes.
It was kind of funny, you know
Very
what I'm talking
controversial.
about?
Yes,
It was a
absolutely.
controversial thing, and it was like chicks that think they're bikers, fat chicks that think they're models, and then he just like went on this thing, and it was just funny, and then it was really funny to me to see how many females were like, "This is hilarious, like good shit."
That's crazy.
There was like
I'm surprised that
hardly
you didn't get bashed more because you want to know why? You screenshotted his thing, right?
Yeah,
And then you
and
just
then I
tagged
tagged
him.
him. Yeah.
But it almost looked like you wrote it and tagged,
him in it. No, it was 100% his.
I know.
But I kind of was like, this is funny. This is me and Dave fucking with each other. Like, not
Yeah,
fucking with each
yeah.
other, but just like, I'm going to try to get this funny thing going here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the amount of females were like, spot on, 100%. I was like, whoa. Like,
Yeah.
oh, shit. Like,
That's amazing.
it was just it was a joke. But
It
anyways,
was amazing. I'm surprised that you didn't get more of a backlash, really.
not really. There was one person that was like, what the hell, kind of? And I was like, it's a joke.
Yeah.
You know, that was really it. But
Yeah.
he's a fucking character.
Some people just can't handle jokes.
Dude,
they
nothing.
think they think it's intentional or it's directed right at them, which is crazy because there is a lot of people that do subliminals, which is completely fucking fucked up. And I'll admit I've had a rough 6 months to where there's been people that I did some subliminals about, but it is lame as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really is. But there's a lot of people that are probably, it's that saying like you spot it because you got it because you're fucking constantly doing shit like that to where it's like, oh, this motherfucker's talking about me.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
I
Because
know
that's how
he
your
is.
mind works
Yeah.
because you're doing the same shit.
Yeah, because you're
yeah.
always in the mix. Like that's a unhealthy way to fucking live, man.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, if I have a problem with you, I'll just say your name. But there is like, you can call, if you have a fucking problem and you think you're fucking tripping or you're mad at somebody, call your fucking homies.
Right.
You're gonna be like, am I fucking tripping?
Yeah.
Yes? No? Maybe? Okay. All
Right.
right. But don't ever, if you take that shit to fucking Instagram, you just look like a fucking loser.
I know.
Like, there's been times where I've done that and I'm like, God, I'm a fucking loser.
So
Today I'm a
many
loser.
times,
Like-
dude. Yeah, so many times like
Today I suck.
where you have to do like the whole, like I probably shouldn't have said that and
Yeah.
I want to apologize. You're like a press conference here, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen. I would like to come on and
What am I, the fucking owner of a football team? Like,
Yeah.
no. Like, nobody, to be honest, nobody fucking cares what I say.
no,
Like,
they really don't.
that's like where my meet and greet thing comes from. I'm like, who's cool enough for me to want to fucking take 15 seconds to get a picture with you? Like,
know.
I don't know.
It's gonna happen though. That's what's so funny. Like, there's been people that said that you and I have like a great thing that we're doing, and it's kind of different and stuff. And our friend was, basically saying, he's like, yeah, in the next year, he's like, you guys will be doing that sort of shit. He's like, watch, I've been around the industry long enough to see this sort of thing happen, and it's new and different and creative, and you have people involved and all this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, if
That's
it
so weird.
happens to the point where somebody wants to do a meet and greet, I will promote the fuck out of it and then not show up, so it's just you by yourself. Like 100%.
Oh my
I will just
God,
leave you
dude.
high and dry. Just
That's
to do it
so
yourself.
brutal,
and I'll be
dude.
at the bar hanging out with regular people, having a good time.
That's so fucking funny. And I can totally see you doing it too.
Dude.
Like, yeah, nope, I'm not gonna do that
I'm not
at all, dude.
Anybody can come meet me anytime.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I'm just a regular dude.
I know.
But no, it's just
It's
funny.
a weird thing.
Yeah, we're probably gonna get shit for just talking about it like this. People are like, oh, who do they think they are?
Well, get
It
better.
happens. Yeah, it's 2025. It doesn't suck anymore, dude.
Yeah, get better. That was your last year's bullshit. Get better.
Get better.
motherfuckers.
Yeah. No shit. What else we got going on?
Well, I know you have more going on than me. I mean, you have a great show that you guys are doing here at the dealership. Nasty City Harleys is fucking, dude.
Trying.
It's literally going to be the dealership in Dago that's going to be popping. There's a lot of cool shit.
There's a
so
lot
you
of
guys
cool
have
shit.
the Wheel of Death,
We're doing
or what is that? I know like the
this
Ives
one
Brothers, but it's
is
like what is the fucking?
the one that's coming is the Globe of Death or the Sphere of Death.
Jeez, the
It's like a circus act. It's fucking wild, dude.
Right.
They've got this whole thing. They just, I don't know. It's like
Are the
this
Ives
giant
Brothers
metal-
coming too?
No, the Ives Brothers aren't.
Oh,
aren't
they're
gonna
not
be at
coming.
this
So
one.
okay.
No. I don't like to get them out here, but
Yeah.
it was kind of short notice by the time we reached out to them. But the Sphere of Death is coming. That's gonna be rad. And then the Fishtail Show, in conjunction with Shifter, he's inviting 10 bikes. I'm inviting 10 bikes. Kind of a competitive thing going on a little bit, but it's gonna be
Right.
10 of the best bikes that I can fucking get down here. 10 of the best bikes you can get down here. Like, let's
Oh,
fucking
so it's
go.
like a build off in a sense, right? Or
Kind
like
of.
but
It-
like
to me, it's like a
build-off-
versus.
Yeah,
You
right.
know,
So,
but in like a very friendly way. Like Michael
yeah,
and I are
bike
buddies.
show
you know?
versus.
Yeah,
That's rad.
exactly. And it's
That's
just
cool.
two different styles. And then he's been cool enough to offer up some space for me. He's doing a super show at the LA Convention Center. And he's like, do you want to have like a performance alley? And I'm like, absolutely. That'd be so cool. So starting to reach out to some people about getting set up at that March 15th, the LA Convention Center. That's going to be rad. February, I don't have anything going on, which I'm so thankful for.
No, we do have some stuff going on. February.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's different, though.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
different. February 15th.
Yeah, it's literally
Fuck. Well, that was confirmed an hour and 3 minutes ago.
as of right now, there's nothing going on in March.
No, I have something going on March 15th is that super show. And then April is,
The Super Show in LA.
yeah,
Okay.
March 15th. Then April's Arizona Bike Week. May is Bay Area Throttle Fest. June is Live Fast. July is Pack West. August is Sturgis. September is possibly an event that Ian Graves is throwing.
Hmm.
He listens to the podcast, and I don't know if he's confirmed it yet.
Cool stuff though.
Cool. And then October is West Coast Classic. And I'm probably missing something in there.
Well, I know from being so broke is next year I'll definitely do an event in November and December.
Really?
Oh, I absolutely have to.
No shit.
Have to, man. But it's really cool to think about like where, we're at, because so yesterday was my daughter's 1 year birthday. So that's basically when I quit Home Depot, although I was still getting paid through California child bullshit, right?
But you were off.
But I had my official last day. So this year that we're in is pretty significant because it's going to be LFG's 5-year anniversary, and right at the same time as the anniversary. So we started LFG. We got the LLC. It was March 21st or 25th, and I quit Home Depot March 13th or 15th.
Oh shit.
So 1 year, and so now it's like I've had plenty of opportunity and like some things that I need to work on, right?
Yeah,
And
it'll
I
be
just-
the 5-year anniversary and the 1-year anniversary of you.
yeah,
doing it.
officially, being done and putting both feet into this and all that. And honestly, like it's crazy because like we were just talking about the Square app and all that. So like I did all of the Square app and Shopify and everything else, and I'm like blown away about actually how much money the company's made.
Yeah.
To where I was like, holy fuck.
Why don't I have any money?
Why am I so fucking broke? Like, why am I so? No, you're so right, dude. But a lot of these events that we went to, I don't know about for you, but for me, it definitely like cost me money. And breaking even is just, it's just that's not how you grow a business.
No.
You can't break even, and still have merch and all these things that you want to do. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, wild to think about, man. Wild to think about.
It is.
Huge, and there's just better opportunities. This next year is gonna be nuts. When we're starting the year off and we're having conversations with, you know, what is Matt's title for? It's like the regional manager or something. So is that his title? Or
I
something?
believe he's the director of Wise.
Whatever.
I believe
He's
I
the
don't know.
Mac Daddy of Wise Group,
Yeah.
right? So we're having meetings with him to try to figure out something really cool to do. Literally
January 2nd.
January 2nd, you know?
Yeah.
I wasn't doing that last year,
Yeah.
bro.
Okay. You know what? That's a good point. Like I just rattled off what I'm doing for the year.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing that last year.
No.
I didn't have the Live Fast Bike Show last year, which is now my thing, my
Yeah.
favorite thing. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, that's pretty cool when you think about it like that.
Bro, last year you were just barely getting here
Yeah.
and like
I-
getting your feet wet down here, you
Yeah.
know?
It's changed.
It's crazy, right? Think about it. It's like, that's the things, dude. Those are the things where it's like, holy crap, you
Yeah.
know? Like, just to think about, people talk about this in business all the time, is like your progression and like where you're going. And I never would have thought, like, I can't wait to be on the show next year at the same time, right? And just
Dude,
talk
yeah.
about what happened. And it's obviously the people, it's like momentum, the people that you meet along the way. And who knows, dude? Like, you can be getting sponsored by Harley Davidson for your bike shows and going to the East Coast. Like, that could easily happen.
tight. How cool would that be? That's a goal, and that's something that, I mean, that's another thing that kind of Jace has put in my head. Like, bring that shit east of the Rockies. Like, we talked about it at length on
such
his
a
podcast.
Big advocate for that.
Yeah, like go everywhere. And which 100%, like I want to go everywhere. It's just tough out here because there's so much to do here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Figure it
Yeah,
out.
there is, but there's also the same sort of people and market elsewhere. I mean, that's what's so cool about Jace. I've said on my show, like his voice is in my head on so many things because he has such great business. Like his vision for stuff, it just makes complete sense. And he's like, if you guys just stay local, you're only going to be local.
Yeah,
Like that's it. Like
it's true.
you have to go out and like see other people and see what they're doing, you know? And it's really just a phone call away with some of these dealerships, you know, or, you know, not even necessarily a dealership, just a facility.
That's kind of a thing that I don't know. This will probably be controversial, but like as far as events go, I do want to get like out of the parking lot of dealerships. Like obviously we have the big one here in January. That's a little bit different in my mind because it is going to be kind of a grander show, but I want, like Gabe said it many times, I want to get out of the parking lot. I don't want to be in the parking lot of dealerships anymore.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get away from that because to me, there's like a stigma that's always going to be associated with it. And it just doesn't feel as, to be honest, it doesn't feel as hard. You know what I mean? Like go do a self-sustaining motorcycle event itself that's not put on by a dealership because you can throw a rock and hit a fucking dealership.
Well, yeah, you'll be in the same category as Born Free and
Yeah, exactly.
you know, people that, you know, parts and labor, like those are places that are like out of the parking lot, they're out of their location. And it's like clearly from the amount of people that show up and participate, there's something there. You have people and brands coming from South Dakota, East Coast to come to parts and labor for 2 days.
Yep.
That says something. So, and that's in San Diego, to where San Diego is such a tough market because you have the zoo, SeaWorld, you have a beach, you have a roller coaster.
There's so
you know what I
much
mean?
to do.
You have golf course, you have the beach.
Bro,
I
it's
already said
70
that. You know what I
degrees.
mean? Yeah.
But there's a million beaches.
There's so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much to where now if you take this show and you go to El Paso, you know, Texas, or if you go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, which there's, you know, motorcycle communities everywhere,
Yeah.
right? And there's still performance and there's still people that want to do a slow race and they want to be doing some sort of biker games and blah, 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 you know. And it's really, I've said it for the last couple of years, which is cool. Like Sturgis was like a big, big transition because, you know, and I know that from people following the page, listening to the podcast that show up and want to come and
That was
hang
a
out.
trip, dude.
Right.
The people that came up to you
Yeah.
that listen to your podcast,
Right.
that Sturgis.
But that's a cool thing. You're bringing the
Yeah.
show to them to where now they can actually come
Come
because
meet
San
you.
Diego's a
Now
long
you can do
way.
your meet and greet.
Yeah. It is very weird, dude. It's friggin' weird.
Nah, I get it.
But I think that part, that's where we're going to have to buckle up for because I think that's where this is going.
Yeah.
This is where this train is going to end up going.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Especially starting this year. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Doing something at, you know, at Dweezy's place is just going to fucking be so cool.
Dude, Are you super excited for us and a bunch of our stupid friends to come to your house?
Well, it's cool. Like, you know, some people probably are like, why are we mixing the communities together, you know? But I think that part to me is kind of cool.
100%.
It makes it it gets it diversified. You know what I mean? Like,
it doesn't
it's all
have to
good.
be the exact same version of the same bike. Like, let's just bring more people together. That's
Right.
the point. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be coming together around motorcycles.
Who
like
the
fucking
fuck
cars.
doesn't want to see a big ass goddamn pre-runner launch, dude, too?
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck y'all do.
Are,
you know what I
there going to
mean?
be like truck
Hit
pre-runners?
the fucking whoops, dude. Let me see the fucking
Dude.
shocks in action here, dude.
This is going to be so fucking sick. It was funny. We were doing the meeting and somebody said something about the trucks, like the pre-runner trucks being out there fucking around. Jose was like, seriously? Who is it? And Doug's like, just my homies. Like, we'll just be out there
Yeah.
fucking around. Like, it'll be cool.
Yeah.
That's going to be sick.
Mixed industries though, because
Yeah.
I'm known to all that stuff. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And for you guys would have more appreciation than
Yeah.
we do because we see it all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's neat, man, is mixing the communities and making it to where it's a little bit more diverse, you know?
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I'm down.
And then to make somebody feel uncomfortable, I'm okay with that too. Like, just, you know, we're all gonna have some growing pains, but it's still fucking really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Fishtails. You know what I mean? And then having a performance thing. That's like, it's still the same community, but it's two different people. Now you're just creating a bigger space for everyone.
Yep. And it's the stuff that dude's been putting on, like, it's a grander type of
Yeah,
deal.
of course,
You know
right.
what I mean? And
Right.
it actually was Trevor that was telling me one time we went to the show in, I want to say it was in Ontario. We went to the Fishtails show, and he was like, dude, if you're ever running out of ideas, come to one of these. Like, this
right.
group has got it figured out for different ideas and doing different shit. Like, and dude, they put the bikes on the lifts and they spin them and there's mirrors under them. It's a totally
Yeah.
different thing. So to mix the two,
Right.
I'm like, I haven't said one person that I've invited. Like, those people know, and that's the only people that know. But I'm like, everything I can to try to represent performance motorcycles. in
Right.
this
You're going to
way.
get heavy hitters.
Yeah.
How crazy is that to have a mirror underneath the bike
Dude,
to where
it's
you can
so
see
fucking
every
sick,
crevice, dude.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like,
that's how they are, and they want you to see it. They
Yeah,
want
of
you to see how
course.
immaculate that shit is.
of course.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's fucking. Have you been to one of those?
They take great pride in their work. No,
Oh, dude,
I've
it's
not.
fucking. It's rad.
Yeah.
It's rad. So it'll be cool to see the comparisons out here in the showroom, and it's all indoors here. And
Well,
everything.
I mean, let's be honest. I don't know about. I think some of those bikes are obviously trailer, right? But I mean, I'm sure some of them ride them too. But you know, the performance guys, they all ride their shit and they all have really nice bikes. But I think that would still be cool to like showcase somebody riding their bike and then put the fucking mirror underneath there. Like, you could still see some really cool shit.
Yeah. Some of the anybody that knows whose bike I used for the flyer, he'll be here. One of my favorite bikes in the state of California. Former Born Free winner,
Right.
that kind of stuff. Like, that bike is fucking immaculate. And he's like, yep, I'll be there.
Ah.
There's a couple guys that have won shows of mine in the past that I'm like, hey, let's come on.
Come and help a brother out.
Yeah, you know, like, we got to represent here, but
Right.
it'll be sick.
Yeah. What a fucking year, man. It's been a great year.
Fuck yeah. Well, we'll call it.
Yeah. It's
All right.
good.
I got to go poop again.